The creator economy has a vocabulary problem. Everyone uses the same words: creator, influencer, content creator, YouTuber to describe people who are building completely different things. And that confusion, it is not just semantic, it causes real strategic damage. Here is the damage that it causes. The business decisions that make sense for an influencer are wrong for a creator. The decisions that works for a creator are wrong for someone who is building a media company. If you don't know which business you are actually in, you will keep making the right moves for the wrong model. And you will not know why nothing is compounding. Before you can execute the right strategy, you need to know which business you are building, not which one sounds the most impressive, not which one you aspire to. Which one your revenue, your content and your audience actually reflect right now. Three models, completely different economics, completely different ceilings. The three models don't differ primarily in what they produce, they differ in what they own. That is the only distinction that matters. Model number one, the influencer, means renting attention. An influencer's core asset is reach, the ability to put a brand's message in front of an audience that trusts them. The economic structure is very simple. Brands pay for the access to that reach. Revenue comes through sponsored posts, affiliate commissions, brand collaborations. That's it. The content is the delivery mechanism. The brand is the actual product. This model works. It can generate serious income, but it has a structured ceiling most influencers discovers too late. The influencers own nothing. They don't own the product being sold. They don't own the brand they promote. They have built distribution for someone else's business. If a brand budget shifts, if the algorithm changes, if the audience migrates to a new platform, the income starts compressing and there is no underlying asset to fall back on. An influencer's income is tied directly to personal's attention. The moment they stop producing, the revenue stops. And then comes the model number two, the creator, means building a relationship asset. A creator shifts the fundamental equation. Instead of distributing someone's else product to their audience, what they do is they build something for their own audience, means a course, a framework, a methodology, a cohort, a body of work that exists independently of any single brand deal. The economic structure changes entirely. The audience is no longer the product being sold to brands. The audience is the customer. The creator's knowledge and perspective now become the product. This creates a more durable asset. Means you own the relationship with your audience, you own the intellectual content that you produce. So when you launch a product, you capture the full margin, not an affiliate person, but like an ownership. But the creator model has its own ceiling. The creator is still the product. Everything depends on you, your personality, your output, your time. If you stop showing up, the business stops. Growth is capped by how much one person can produce, teach, and manage. You have built an audience asset, but not yet a business that can scale beyond your own capacity. And then comes the model number three, my own personal favorite, the media company, building a system asset. A media company is what happens when you stop being the product and become the architect of the product. The shift is completely structural. A media company creates a system, formats, and intellectual properties, also known as IP, that they can operate at least partially without you. Content is produced through teams. Revenue flows through multiple channels. The brand exists independently of your daily output. This is the model that generates compounding value, not because the founder works harder, but because they have built something that works around them. The critical distinction from the other two models, a media company owns an IP. Formats that can be licensed, methodologies that can be taught by others, products that sell without the founder on camera. These are assets, the assets in the truest business sense. They generate value whether or not you show up today. So let's talk the ownership matrix side by side. Primary asset, influencer, personal reach, creator, audience relationship plus IP, media company, systems plus IP plus brand. Now let's talk about the revenue source. Influencer, brand budgets, creator, direct sales to audience, media company, multiple streams. Now let's talk about the scalability ceiling. Influencer, your personal time, creator, your personal capacity, media company, your organizational capacity. What survives if you step back? As an influencer, nothing. As a creator, catalog and community. As a media company, most of the business. The question is not which model sounds the best. The question is which model you are actually building and whether those are the same answer. Here is the uncomfortable part. Most people who identify as creators are actually operating as influencers. They have an audience, they produce content, but their revenue comes primarily from brand deals and platforms ad revenue, both of which are paid for access to other people's audience. They have not built a product their audience pays for directly. They have not built an IP that exists independently of their content output. This is not a moral judgment, it is a structural observation. Look at where your attention and revenue actually come from today, not where you intend them to come from, not where you plan to be in 2 years, where they come from right now. Does your revenue require a brand to say yes? Can your audience buy something directly from you today? Does anything in your business generates value when you are offline? The answers tell you which model you are operating, not which model you are building towards. Which model you are currently running up, that gap, it exists because it is the first thing to close. Influencers rent distribution to brands. Creators sell directly to audience. Media companies build systems that compounds without them. 3 models. One question. Which one are you actually building? But knowing the model is only half the problem, because every one of these models, influencer, creator, media company, has the same hidden liability on its balance sheet. A liability that doesn't show up in your follower counts or revenue reports. And it's the single largest threat to any creator business built in the last decade. That is chapter number 5. It is called Platform Risk and Ownership. If chapter 4 showed you which business you are actually building, chapter 5 will show you how exposed the business actually is.